Third time lucky. So here we are, lesson 69, part 3. And this piece, like the swing itself, starts with the club. Now, when you look at my playing set over here, you know that there are 13 long clubs plus a putter. And the clubs are all different length and different shapes and sizes. So that can tell you for a start that the golf swing is not a groove. If it were, you'd have to learn 13 grooves, one for every long club. The basic principle is the swing mechanism is the same. We create power through the body, but the shape of that swing is then determined by the club. So the DNA of your swing, and therefore the success of your shot, is all written into the DNA that the club maker has given you. So the length of the shaft, the weight of the head, the amount of loft, the thickness of the grip, the flex of the shaft, all of these things are preparing you to hit the shot that you want. So listen to the club maker address. Under pressure, the club doesn't change. You might change under pressure. Confidence, lack of confidence, timing it well, mistiming it. The good thing is the club doesn't change. So you have to listen to the club maker. All right. So I'm on the practice ground. And now I'm going to just mimic being on the golf course. On the golf course, if I've chosen it as 6-iron, I would stand on the target line to get a good view of my target. And I walk in, and the first skill of the P.G.A routine is simply to stand opposite the ball with my left foot. Okay? I can now turn my face to the target, and I'm using both eyes. So I offer the club to the ball. Now at that point, as I step forward to offer the club down the white line, I'm aligning the leading edge. Okay? I'm aiming the club. But not only am I aiming the club head, I'm acutely aware, or you should be acutely aware, of the alignment of the shaft. So I offer the blade pointing at the target, and because this is a 6-iron, the butt of the club is over the ball. In other words, with a 6-iron, the shaft leans a little bit. Okay? Now, once you've got that right, once you've presented the club behind the ball, you know 3 things. You know the height of your hands, too low, too high. You also know the distance your hand should be from the ball, too far away and too near. So there we are. The club is telling you the height of your hands and the distance your hand should be from the ball. So I've stepped forward, my right foot is shuffled a little bit, just allow me to stand and get my balance. I don't want to sort of topple. So my right foot just shuffles forward just to give me stability, and I offer the club. Now, let's just imagine that my left arm's gone to sleep. I can't lift it. The only way I can get my left arm to the club is by tipping from the hip. Okay? So there's my left arm, it's gone to sleep, it's got pins and needles. The only way I can get my left hand onto that club is by tipping from the hip. So there's a nice catchphrase for you. Let's tip from the hip to build a grip. Got it? Tip from the hip to build the grip. I like it as well. Okay, so offer the club, height of hands, distance from ball. I now tip from the hip to allow the left hand to hold the club. Now what you're seeing is that posture precedes the grip. I cannot grip the club well from here. I have to lean forward. I don't like the idea personally of building your grip up here and then addressing the ball. Lots of players use it, and if it works for you, don't let me stop you. But if you're building a good pre-shot routine, I think you'll see on tour the majority of players work from the club, as I'm encouraging you to do. So, I've offered the club, I tip from the hip to build the grip. Now, as I tip forward, you see my posture is changing. This is me normal, or close to normal in my case. Okay? I tip from the hip, driver, 3-wood, 5-wood, 3, 4, 5, 6-iron. There is my body angle. And the grip has led to my shoulders being like a coat hanger, which is running parallel to the white line on the screen. Now, if your shoulders are on line, there's no real reason that your hips and your feet shouldn't be. And lastly, if I look down at my feet, I want my feet evenly opened. Be they splayed or parallel, I don't mind, but I want them to be evenly turned out. For 35 years, I was encouraging people to do what Ben Hogan taught, to have the right foot square and the left foot turned out. I don't do that anymore because I believe it creates injury and it leads the hips to being open. So, according to your gait, if your gait's like this, like Eamon Darcy, then you'll probably be comfortable like that. Okay, or if you walk a little bit more like this, like Ray Floyd, then your feet will be turned in. So just obey your natural stance. The key though is that the feet are turned out the same amount. Okay, so on the golf course, confirming my pre-shot routine, walking in, my left foot's opposite the ball. I aim the club. I tip from the hip to build the grip. Once I've done that, my mind is clear. All I have to do is load the power and hit the shot. So as I said earlier, you've got about 1.8 seconds to think about the golf swing. I can give you one backswing thought, maybe coil, one downswing thought, maybe release. We can change them, but I don't believe you can carry more than 3 things in your mind for a golf swing. So if things are going to work, do your thinking before the shot is hit. You've got 5, 10, 15 seconds to set up. Get that done, clear the mind, coil and go. All right, so there we go. That's the foundation of the golf swing, good preparation. In the next section, I'm going to go into even more detail for you, but let's not forget the simple premise: a golf shot is prepare, coil, and release.